Alright then, everyone, welcome back to 2 Point Campus. Last we left off, I didn't have $3 million and I didn't have this much kudosh. We're also at 3 stars now. So, the other night, they released a patch, and in the patch notes, they specified that they fixed kudosh not saving in sandbox mode. So, I went through and rebought everything that I had before to represent the actual fucking progress I made with it. And even while doing that, I got a whole bunch of other kudosh handed to me. So that's all well and good.
The robots won't build themselves.
Not yet. They also fixed research. There's a bunch of things that they didn't specify in the patch notes, but they also, as we'll see, they fixed research. So I didn't do Omnicare 2, but like the lecture stuff is gone because I already did it. So, that's been fixed. I don't remember the other issues, but everything that was wrong with sandbox mode has now been fixed. It's still a buggy game in general. But yeah, stuff properly saves now when you close the game. So, I am happy they did that. Thank you, Sega. Thank you, 2 Point developers. 16, 24, 42. Yep, I set this up for myself. 8 and 8. All right. I also ran a few semesters off stream. I forget why I did that. Oh, to get the research back. Since research works now, I ran a few semesters so that I could get all my research back. And in the meantime, I built another one of these. I expanded some of the buildings out, like we have a lot more space up here now. Oh, this needs upgraded. So, yeah, this whole building up here for the lecture theaters has been expanded as far as it'll go, right up to the edge of where it'll let me put it. I made some other changes elsewhere, too. I had to put more beds in, as ugly as this looks. God, we have so many students. I shifted around priorities of the janitors so that we can have janitors that will actually take care of stuff, and we'll have enough that can actually, like, defend the school. Whoa, you're tired? The school semester just started. What are you doing? What happened? Wow, the school semester started and he's already thinking about dropping out. That's rare. I thought we were done with this. I didn't think we'd ever get another student like this again. Hopefully they take care of themselves after this. That's really surprising. Also, as you can tell, we're really pushing the limit of what this game can handle, as there's so many characters. I might want to, let's see if I can... Arguably, hiding the stream preview of OBS made the performance worse. Man, that's getting unbearable. When I'm not streaming this game, it's actually, its performance is a lot better. It's a lot more stable. So anyway, I had to build a few more buildings, rooms rather. I had to build a few more rooms. I expanded the student lounge as much as I physically could in this space. It's not getting any larger. Robot construction requires maintenance? Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. This one? Uh-oh. They need to get over there ASAP. And what's going on with the intruders? Why didn't we get any? Don't tell me they're getting research. No, you can only research one person at a time. What the fuck happened here? Why was everything going so smoothly off stream, and then the moment I start streaming again, everything fucking falls apart? From the game's performance to whatever this... What? Staff, janitors... So I took, like, this janitor, who has an 8 in security. His only job now is security. It looks like he was on break. Okay, so ignoring that. Okay, you also had something else better to do too, I guess. I don't know, you're not one of them. This one. Okay, I guess 3 janitors isn't enough because maybe some of them just have better things to do. Like look at fucking paintings. That's infuriating. Oh, great. That's the same student. Research completed, time for new research. We're probably gonna run through all of these now that they actually, you know, stay. We'll just go ahead and start researching everything. One student is unhappy. Yeah, they'll get over it, like Hope will. Maybe Snow will get over his fiance too. You are now a security-only person. As such, you will now be training in security. Yeah, no, that's kind of bullshit.
Students are reminded that this is the fun part.
They really want me to do something about this student. He has accommodations for all of this. He can go get not injured anymore. Maybe some caffeine. What a mess. The mess from the earthquake probably isn't helping either. Let's see, what else changed? This one's security guard's getting an upgrade. Oh, right, so last we left off, we were at, rank 2, or 2 stars up here. While off stream, I accidentally passed the marker, which was, 600k income. Or 60k, it was 60k a month. And I hit over 70k in money. I booked this stuff here, repeat every year, so I don't have to cast it again. Yeah, so I set up yearly events so that the game would stop asking me to set them every year. But yeah, so we have to get to monthly profit 100k and also get the happiness up. And we're working on that as fast as possible. Nice cake over here. Maybe I need more water machines. I don't know. Wouldn't hurt to put some around because I don't think there's one on this side of the building. Yeah, no, there's not one on this side of the building. And yeah, I can just actually place this shit and just put it in again because it actually saves that I unlocked it. Yep, that's a robot we built, all right.
Plagiarism is not a belief system.
I think we can probably set up more food stuff. Let's see, where should we put these? Maybe right here? I think we can put them right here. Let me redo this pathing here first. There's a queue outside. Well, we have 2 medic offices, so maybe they should just get over it. Not sure if they ever considered that, but if they didn't, you're welcome. Alright, and hire a whole bunch of new assistants who are going to be dedicated to food. I will just straight up hire 5 more. We're very rich. We can do that. They just have to be good assistants. And not nurses. Because we already have plenty of those. We have plenty of those people. No nurses. Nope. Maybe I'm being too greedy here. I don't care if they're nurses anymore. I do care if they... I don't care if they're specialized in being a nurse, but I do care if they get dry mouth. If they get dry mouth, absolute red flag there.
It's time for Spill the Tea, where we take some finely dried hearsay from our shameless county and strain it for all the precious nectar we can. Education Minister Tarquin Foxbridge is under scrutiny for describing 2 Points youth as ambitionless nitwits, and I can see why.
Fuck.
I can only hope that it's
I should do something else in the meantime while these build up.
It would be remiss of him to forget that they are
Yeah, we expanded this a bit, and there's even more room to expand, really. I put this room, I just littered it with stuff. I forget why I did that, but I had to do it for some reason. I also put a science lab here because I didn't have anywhere else on campus to put it. But yeah, the fact that students sometimes have to come all the way out here for classes kind of sucks, but hopefully we can accommodate that in a moment. Nope. There's way too many staff members that still need training. They are doing the janitors in general are doing a way better job of keeping everything in order, though, as we can tell. Like, post that earthquake. Like, there's still stuff to clean up from the earthquake in some places. But there are far less wrench icons around. You know what's funny is the ghosting of the game looks worse like on my main monitor than it does on my side monitor. That is because my side monitor is 144 hertz. Okay.
Please change your passwords. Sorry.
So the low frame rate looks better on my side monitor. You're hired. That's right, you do food and drink, and that's all you do is food and drink. Nope. Nope.
Announcement. Intruders on campus.
I got an achievement. That's better. That's what I expect from the intruders. We already got 2 down. Keep up the good work, guys. Literally, their only job is to get the intruders, you know? We have 4 of them dedicated to, like, their only purpose on this campus is to stop intruders. I really hope they can clear it. You don't actually even have to get them all either. You just have to get like half of them. And you won't get the, huzzah, we successfully invaded you. It's still 500, sure, go ahead. I'm gonna see if I can do anything about this performance, because it's getting ridiculous. Would that be why? Is my monitor set to 75 hertz right now? Hold on. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Okay. I don't want it at 70 hertz. I want to get used to it at 60. So I don't get spoiled. I literally only use 60 FPS, so I don't get spoiled. Let's see. Lower that. Lower that. Go to medium. Do that. Oh man, but I noticed the difference. Bloom can be turned off. That can be turned off. We've enjoyed those for long enough. That'll probably require restarting the game. Nope, doesn't look like it. Half the stats. There.
Breakfast can be hard for us all. toast again? I hate it here.
That's kind of better.
Give those heckling kids something new to chew on.
Oh, this is a different student. Well, I guess that means the other student got over his problems. There, man. Yeah, just have a drink of water and you'll get over it.
Janitor required in bathroom.
I may want to put... I think I'm going to put more restaurants over here, too. Or more of the food stands. I'm going to put them down. Oh, my God. No. We need so many more employees, dude. I am not keeping up with how many... how massive this campus has grown is ridiculous. You're hired. Yeah, no, since the last stream, this campus is kind of really blown up in size. So I need to hire a lot more people now. Well, that sucks. Let's look at the janitors. Okay, you're hired. I will hire 2 more janitors for now. Nope. Nope. Yep, you're hired.
It's too late to start trying.
Okay, let's see how that goes. In the meantime, any more assistants? I am having really bad luck. If any, again, the reason I'm quitting out on them is because they have poor traits, which is grounds for firing them. Hey, the semester's over. How do we do? Did anyone quit? 89. Oof. But nobody failed or dropped out. Yeah, that's that average fell because the campus is growing way too fast now.
And prepare for next year.
At the very least, every building still does have a bathroom at least. But yeah, there's the campus is way too large. There is nobody going down into this building. $2,000 from that. Okay, now we got people stepping in. Thank you, thank you. I'll hire 1 more janitor. There, okay. I think 4 security is good enough and everyone else can focus on what they're doing. And we have enough that'll upgrade stuff. I think we're gonna have just as many assistants as we have teachers now.
And now, for the results of last week's sonnet writing competition. I must say I was appalled, if not surprised. They were lacking structure, they were lacking soul.
I think I will build another medic office.
We'll be rolling the
I'm sorry,
competition
nurse's
next week,
office.
So send in your sonnets. They can't get any worse.
Frequently asked questions. No, I've not seen your frog.
Oh, that's because they're taking a break. Alright, let's get 1 more pastoral person, I guess. Maybe someone I hired has the... be able to do that. Nope, these are the 3 that are dedicated to it. Oops, that one is working student union. My bad. Nope, there's other people that can work student union. You don't need to, I think. Right? Yes, there is someone who can work student union. So, not worried about that. We also have a means of hosting our next course. Which will, let's see, Spy, that's hard though. Wizardry is hard. Music is hard. Internet history? Medium. All right, that's next. Internet history time. Looks like we have too many students. Still don't know what determines that. Was that a... Yes, that's correct. There's still... Yeah, that's still 6. That's still getting toned down. What's going on? I really don't know. It takes a fucking ratio when this problem is here. Next year's intake, 95% of applicants. Intake will be reduced to avoid exceeding campus capacity. But why does that change when I lower it? Because it'll say 13 now, and it's like, okay, I could lower it to 13. No, that just lowers it further. That's infuriating, man. Is it really the percentage thing? That's so frustrating. Seven. Okay.
Respect for those that choose chivalric and
like, what determines the campus capacity? I have no idea.
The Bickelwerves, after all, come from a rich and prestigious line of people on and near horses. That being said, feudal aristocracy use their hands far too much for my liking. The swordsmanship, the adventuring. Have you ever held a lance? It's a chore. If you're so important, why are you doing all that work? Rule smarter, not harder.
Yeah, you tell him. There we go. No goddamn clue what determines this stuff. This is so frustrating to work around. You're making me turn back to the second page every goddamn time. There.
Litter to collect litter. Sorry.
Well, we're gonna have a lot less semesters, students next semester. So maybe we'll be able to handle it. Let's see if we can hire anyone now. Wow, that's moving slow. $16 seems like a good number to me. Okay. And then we need to hire more teachers. Get a virtual normality teacher. I'm probably gonna lose money this semester. Well, I'm not gonna make as much as I usually make.
You've been revising.
Nope. You're hired. And one internet teacher. Our internet history teacher, wherever we may find them.
that Agatha Sphere and the Orb Foundation are targeting the county's colleges in an attempt to appeal to a younger demographic. Those orb-happy loons must be subdued at all costs. But wasting their time...
Here we go.
Brainwash
let me just double check here.
seems like a terrific
Yep,
diversion.
okay.
I'm
Our
so
internet history teacher
for our horde of unwashed undergraduates.
is me. That's me. Quick search, and the max capacity of campus is 300 students, but that can change depending on graphical settings? We're gonna get Bedcast. We'll stream every night at 10 p.m. It has to be this setting, right? Or it must be hidden then. If it's not like this, I don't know. World detail, maybe? Let's max everything out again and see what happens. Oops. Okay. That, it's still, doing it. Next year's students is 271. So changing the graphic settings did change it, but it still didn't hit them. It still isn't hitting the max of 200. I can take one more student. I'm gonna revert the changes because I'm gonna change my graphic settings back down.
The time of their lives.
That's lame because that hampers the fucking gameplay. Ten. It's not draw distance or world detail, oddly enough. Those are not the settings that adjust it. Texture quality? It might say in one of the tooltips. It's not texture quality. Not any of those switches. Ambient occlusion, maybe? I can understand shadows. It might be shadows. I think that really sucks because that just really hampers the what you can do in the game. You can't make as much money with you capped like that. That's harder to level up and stuff. Especially at this point in the game we're at right now. Remember, we had to upgrade our classes so much and take more students in to actually start making real money. MSAA? Is that what determined it? Anti-aliasing low and just turn anti-aliasing off.
I'll provide the answers. This next problem is from Helpless in
The fuck? Well, now it's not going back down. Let's set the frame rate cap for funsies. Straight up the lowest graphic settings. May have been unfounded. Where'd you read it at? Wasn't the Steam forums, was it?
Start by contacting someone under less anonymous.
Let me like zoom out a bit to see how this looks.
Of the local authority.
That's kind of funny.
Best of luck and so on.
Janitor required in Student Lounge.
Okay, I would like anti-aliasing. MSAA, isn't that another type of, yeah, it's another type of anti-aliasing. We don't need two of those. What's the difference between high and medium? Not that much. SAO might as well be off. That doesn't make a difference, so we can leave that there. Bloom off, depth of field off. Texture filtering. Yeah, I noticed that, so we'll leave that on. It has to be a, the other thing is that the graphics settings, it's a CPU bottleneck for me. I can probably guarantee that. It is a CPU bottleneck. Because there's so many spawning characters. I don't even notice the texture quality dropping. Oh wait, hold on, I think I did. Oh wow, hold on. Oh, okay, let me look at that wall. Oh, and that floor. No, the floor doesn't change, but the wall does. Interesting. It's like a different texture. It's not like it's lowering the resolution of the texture, it's just loading a different texture. So that's not really a big deal. We can keep that low. It's not really helping though. Because the problem, the actual problem is too many students, but still. No, you know what's changing it? It's when I change the other courses, it changes the amount of student, like the ratio. It's changing the ratio of every course when I edit the other fucking classes. Let's try to look this up. Let's look at, I'm actually gonna look at the Steam forums. Or maybe the Steam guide. Let me open up the guide I've been looking at, the very extremely well-detailed one, and search capacity. The theoretical max campus capacity is 300 students. But why does the student intake get reduced when the campus is still far from 300 students? It's because the game anticipates the number of students that when courses reach their max duration. For example, Scientography course has a duration of 3 years, so if you set it during the first year to get 60 students, it will eat from the max capacity. 60 students times 3 years is 180 students. If you add, for example, another 3-year course like robotics with 60 students, the max capacity of students will increase by 180 again and reach 360. If it goes 300 student capacity, so the game will display the red exclamation point of the student intake number and tell you it will be reduced to avoid exceeding the campus capacity. Wow, that's fucking stupid. One of the issues, however, is that the UI doesn't properly refresh, so the red exclamation mark may remain when changing the intake or suddenly appear even though you aren't yet at the max capacity. To properly update the UI, you usually need to press the confirm button on the course management screen to close it and reopen it. Yes, I did notice that too. It's still possible to get a bit more than 300 students, for example, after several years when you have all courses. So it bases that capacity off of the runtime of the course. That's fucking stupid. I cannot believe they do that. Well, I mean, definitely the problem would be general ed. But how long does that last? Yeah, see, total students 300. And if I lower this...
Janitor required in bathroom.
Nope, that's still 136. Oh, but that has the... Oh, now it's back. Weird. What? I'm gonna go fucking ballistic. 32. Let's try 32. Hit that, confirm, click it again. Okay, 32 is too much. 24, confirm, back in. 24 is fine. So let's set these all back to max and then lower them per course. So I'm gonna set these as high as they'll go again. I figured it out. I figured it out. We're good. This is very dumb. Yeah, this is outrageously stupid. So yeah, just this alone, gastronomy, 136. Even then, are they the same? I don't know. Because next year's students is at 275. Unless it's adding on what I'm doing right now to it. This needs to stay at 8 because that's a new course.
Well, sort of harassing them a bit.
Didn't I just leave one at, hold on, this, no, that should be down to 8. Because we go in by 8s, if we haven't noticed yet. Okay, 10, 8. 16, okay. I think 16 is the most, so we're gonna lower, well, let's hit confirm so we can refresh the numbers.
Toilets. Lovely.
It's not overflowing anymore. 16, 16, 16, 24, 8, 8. It's fine now. It's happy. 8, 8, 16. Okay. Alright. Alright. You got what you needed. Go nuts. Just get the fucking semester over with.
For internet history.
I need to train myself in internet history.
It's not your year, it's just another year.
We figured it out. Thank you to the one guide that is on Steam Guides that is actually extremely useful.
No pressure.
Max has completed research. No, yeah, the game performs a lot better outside of, outside when I'm not streaming, the game performs a lot better. It's still not like consistently 60, but it is not like this. I'm gonna delete some beds. Interesting. Because we still have plenty of beds from when I added them elsewhere. It's just that the beds here look fucking stupid like that.
If it's not on your CV, it didn't happen.
So yeah, I'm gonna put more of those setups over here on this side of campus, right over here. Well, these ones can go right over the trail, the sidewalk. And let's see who we can hire for these ones. You're hired. the worst problem of it was the fact that it didn't actually update.
You watch more.
Like, it didn't actually update. I had to close out and confirm and then go back in, and then it would actually update the numbers to tell me something was okay. That's what the worst part is.
Because I don't want to miss out on any potentially precious campus experience. Unfortunately, quite a lot of the events do clash, but if you make a schedule and run really fast between them, you can do it all. You might be known as the person that comes late and leaves running.
Oh,
at one
wow.
end, but
You're
no,
hired.
It's important to leave an impression.
Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend.
I got a janitor's one. Train 100 janitors. Oh, that's my next objective. I don't know if that one looped or not. Also, there were... when I started the game up, I did discover some things, like, passively that weren't a big deal that I didn't notice before, that weren't happening before the patch. Like, there was more than just those things that weren't properly saving, but they were just, like, minor details I probably never would have noticed otherwise. Nope. How are the janitors doing? Any, I'm not seeing any, wrench markers. Oh yeah, we definitely need to, these will be the last food kiosks though. We don't need any more than these ones. Funny film. Schedule that and repeat it every year. All done. Sci-fi film, move it down here, and repeat every year. We are not making as much money anymore. So yeah, it's just when I start arranging the students, I need to set everything to the numbers I want, and then I need to start subtracting one course at a time. Subtract, then confirm to make sure everything's fine. That is concerning, though, that we are hitting the limit. We're close to 300 anyway, you know? And we definitely need this much staff to, like, compensate. Like, we were just hitting a point again where students were getting hungry and starving. And now we have too many goddamn businesses. Wow, we are in the red for the first time in a long time. I'm gonna sell these. And we're going to reevaluate our assistant staff here.
I wanted to take the time to remind you that you don't have to choose any of them. There's something so overdone about clubs on campus, don't you think? Haven't we all had enough backgammon and volleyball? Fun doesn't have to be organized.
Announcement.
I don't know how else to organize them though.
What you think it means.
But yeah, we need to hire a lot. Fire a lot of assistants. Pastoral ones are fine. Vamp is fine. Our medics are fine. Librarian. Right? Are you a librarian? I'm actually not saying that like that on purpose. Librarian. Hey, we're back in the green. Let's fire more people. You're only on kiosks. So, well, is there anyone less qualified? Like these people? You get out of here. You can leave too. You... I might leave it at that. Maybe we'll see how that goes. 16 assistants, 16 janitors, and 30 teachers. And we'll just kind of hope that that's enough. Oh great, you just invented a new band to bother me about. Research is almost done.
Students are reminded to set reminders.
I really don't understand, like, still the food from the vending machines must be substantially, like, little compared to these places here. What are you doing? Get in line. If you're thirsty, get in fucking line, dude. The machine's that way. All right, what are you gonna do about being thirsty? What are you gonna do about it? You clearly don't have class. There you go, dumbass. Yeah, and a fork over $25 for your stupid smoothie. How do we do? Great. Oh, come on, we defeated 9 of them. I would have thought that was enough. Do that, do that.
Research project complete. Aren't you clever?
Claim. Did it get interrupted, or is it not going to tell me? Because we need to start a new research project.
Cheesy gubbins are back. Where did they go?
Okay.
Nowhere.
Next project. We might as well just, yeah, go down the line. I also upgraded this, Research Hub 3. I upgraded that as much as possible, and I upgraded the training pod as much as possible. So, yeah. Doing all I can out here. The happiness has gone up. That's thanks to the janitors, keeping everything tidier. And also all the events we now host, but yeah. Well, now that I'm done fucking, I thought the game could play itself at this point. I really did. So let me just, like, lean back and take a drink right now.
Chicken should not be pink.
There's something gross in my water. I'll be right back. Chat. Don't throw a party while I'm gone on my campus. Everyone study. Oh my god, we're in the red again. Someone's getting fired. I'll be right back. how we do?
Some sort of way navigate the extracurricular minefield. And if it hasn't, well, there's always next year.
Maintenance
That's a lot of icons, but they all look like good icons. Okay, we're in the green. You already have that. I guess I forgot to unlock it. But yeah, those notifications are gone because everything that needs to be unlocked for a class is already unlocked. I guess I forgot the supercomputer though. Yo, we might need another medic office.
We're approaching the end of the academic year. Try not to worry.
Who's getting paid the most over here? You're getting paid 27k to sell food? Not anymore. Get out of here. I might let this guy go who's being paid 23k. You're a doctor, that's okay. 25k to sell food? Out of here. Fuck out of my office. Who are the other ones that are getting paid 23k? You're fired too. And you're fired. Okay, let's see if that was fine. Also, we can click that overview button and it skips everything.
The yearly results are in. Wow, didn't we do well?
Wow, I was still in the red. That's so terrifying. Okay, so. $16 students. 16. Again, we're just gonna round the numbers up as high as they can and then subtract as we go. 16. 42. 8. 8. So even after we set up all the classes, I'm still gonna need to upgrade some more of these ones.
University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt.
Look at that. Nothing has red exclamation points anymore. I literally maxed everything out and no exclamation points. Alright, whatever. Let everyone take care of themselves. Let this person get a drink. Check my phone. Put my phone down. Research is going well. Anywhere else I'm losing money? I don't think so. We laid off staff. Not even for something so that like I can personally keep my paycheck. I laid staff off just so I can get closer to getting another gold star on the fridge. I know, let's see, G4 let off a whole bunch of people today. In the usual video game industry fashion of not telling them that they were laid off. And they find out when, like, they can't log in to the system anymore or they read it online. So that's cool. There were also some other journalist sites that did the same thing. Instead of a CEO taking any sort of paycheck cut, they just lay off some employees. And there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Very cool. Thank you, base capitalism. Sorry, I didn't mean to look at that guy. Okay, let's not do that again.
The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated.
I feel like we need this many janitors. And it's kind of unfair. Like I think this is like the border of how many janitors we need. But man, they cost so much money. I wish upgrading them helped, but we've been upgrading them and they really don't do much else. That's the problem. It doesn't feel like it's worth upgrading janitors because they, even when they have aerodynamics and stuff, they aren't moving much faster. They aren't getting much more done. It's kind of annoying. I'm going to set up a third medic office. And yeah, we'll put it there. Where's the door? I found the door.
2-point radio. This is Harrison Wolf, and I will be your host of this little Sonic get-together. This is the party within the party. The sandwich. And
What? That doesn't work now? Hold on. You got it. You got it.
I'll think of some words, and we'll be right back.
Why isn't there enough
timetable is
space?
not written in stone. Still, we're not changing it.
What's going on? What's blocking it? I'll just make the room larger.
We're
Fuck
more
it.
afraid
Not a
of
big
you
deal.
than you are of
There.
us.
Not a big deal. Well, first semester bonuses are always small like that, so that's okay. And we're going to go to the assistants, and these two have medic skill. Nobody else is a medic. Fuck, man. Oh yeah, no, we're back at the bare minimum now. We have our 5 concession people. We have 1 bartender, 2 medics, pastoral, pastoral, pastoral,
Campus
and then vamp.
intruders, please not come in.
So let's hire 1 more medic and then go from there. You're hired. There. There we go. Now we're doing good again. We could be doing better though, but for us to do better, it's gonna take some time. I think I changed this off stream. I don't remember. Did it look like this last stream? I expanded this plaza out. I also changed it so that all the roads, all the paths are 3 units wide. And then just cleaned them up a bit so they like made more sense.
Students are reminded that
Yeah, I made the paths make a lot more sense. I put a road in between these 2 paths. Need some janitors out over there. A number of janitors out over there. Oh right, I missed all these off stream. There. What are the security guards doing? Why do I have 4 of them and they haven't defeated any of the invaders? What's going on? Why can't they take care of the fucking invaders? What are they doing? I don't get it.
In the news today, local film star Roger Cushing
They're just talking with them.
bother after he was photographed throwing a
What?
bagel at some
Why? What?
It's pretty bad luck that those
Huh?
freelance photographers were in his bathroom at the exact
The security guard was talking to him.
flinging
He didn't kick him out of the campus, he was just talking to him. Oh my god.
frequently asked questions. No, you can't
New research project. They didn't, they just stood there. I'm firing the security guard. Who was that security guard we were just looking at? I don't think it was you, because it was a 4-star one. You? Or was it Willow Light? I think it was Willow Light, because Willow is still up here. I don't... No, they all have the same uniform color. He's got 3 aerodynamic. Why did he do that? That's so infuriating, man.
We've just completed a research project. Well done.
We completed it a few weeks ago. What's wrong with her? Willow's fired. Get out of my campus. I don't want to see you ever again. If you're in cahoots with our invaders, then fuck off. Knows we are getting asked to host stuff a lot less just because it's always going on here. I wonder if it'd pay off to... No, I really need to be careful about who I hire. But we are like really on the edge of having too much staff. Why are you thirsty? Why are you hungry? I will go one at a time next time. We don't even need to make more kiosks. We just need to hire like 1 assistant. If it becomes a problem again. You know, I don't need to hire Hello? How did I can't click it. I can't fucking click this. I can't click this. This is just stuck here. Also, when I was playing off stream, this corner right here turned pink. It just turned a really bright, unshaded pink, and I couldn't do anything about it. I just had to let it go until I restarted the game. I was kind of worried that it would stay there, but it seems to have fixed itself. That looks like another one I forgot. Yeah, because that's, yep, that's already there. Did I forget to get some here? Here, let's take a look. Nope, I have everything unlocked here. Yeah, that's in there too. Oh no, that's a different type of server, is it? Yes, it is. No, but that's not... No, I don't know. I don't know what the green check marks mean.
This is a test announcement, not a real announcement.
Part of the difficulty here is you really are working with idiots. I don't think college students are that stupid. You're dumb when you're young, but you're not like this dumb. They are. Well, I already had this too. Maybe it's just letting me know that it is now like required for what they're doing in that course. And that's why it's telling me to build it. But no, yeah, I really do find it weird because there is not only a vending machine, a water fountain, or a water cooler, several of them in every single building, but there's a bathroom and showers in every single building. And then you have this motherfucker who's bored stiff, tired, filthy, and they need a doctor. At least they're not hungry. They're a little thirsty, but... See, I don't get it. How do I get you to be hygienic when... Just go to the bathroom, bro. It's an uphill battle. It isn't like a game mechanic that is telling you, hey, you need to build more bathrooms. It is just, they just don't want to go. They just refuse to. But he would benefit from another medic, so... Did I hire a third medic? Yes, I did. Could use some training, though. Here you go. I'll wait until we, like, clear out all this training and then start... Well, okay, next semester I will, Next semester, I will, train everyone again. Sound like college. Yeah. Did it have to be so realistic, though? Why couldn't it be a game first? In my 5 years of college, I really did not see, like... that many people about ready to burst. Maybe it's because people in real life don't have as funny of animations. Oh, you're not a... Okay. You are an invader. What? Do they blend in? Hold on.
Research project complete.
You don't blend in. The rat. The bee rat. Let's follow him and see how long it takes for him to be stopped. Never mind, we have to upgrade this. Let's do Omnicure. Even though I think all the medic offices are already upgraded. Okay, you're already leaving. You're defeated. You're defeated. Those are the only two that were defeated so far. Okay, got him. Cool. What about this guy? Anyone? Anyone gonna stop him? I thought I was a good judge of character, but I guess not. Again, 3 security guards. What the fuck are they doing right now? Only 3 now because I fired the 4th because they were just walking up to these guys and talking to them.
No unauthorized talking on campus. Thank you.
Finally. Yeah, we leveled up the campus. Seven escaped, 7 defeated.
Harrison Wolf, talking the days away on 2 Point Radio. We got a lot more radical radio for you today. There will be music. There will
This game's exhausting.
And if we're lucky, we'll have some county-shaking news that'll make...
Also, I'm pretty sure the 63K was from the last time I played, so it saves that now, which is cool.
Wish me luck.
Hooray! Alright, let's go through it slowly now. The average rating is back up by 1. Rising staff, you... Okay, he aimed the wrong way. Teacher of the year, that's me! That's me up there. I'm teacher of the year. Congrats, Austin.
The yearly results are in. Wow, didn't we do well?
Alright, let's manage more. Okay, 16. 16. 16. Also, we got the red exclamation point again. We're gonna ignore that. 48. 8. Nope. 16. I can't believe it doesn't, like, save me on the second menu, and it just kicks me back. Okay, so you have the most, so turn this down to 40 students. Click confirm, go back in, and looks like we're good now. Nope. Well, these classes aren't being subtracted from. That one is, but that's still the most students. I guess I'll turn that down. Yeah, actually, everyone else's totals are fine. General knowledge is the only one that's being denied more students. There we go, okay. We need another robo-construction. That's this room, right? No room over here on this side of campus. Move it over here. This is still here. I can't get rid of this. I hope that's not, like, ruining anything either. The fact that I can't get rid of that. Internet history, internet history. I have too many names I can use, so I will, keep it simple. I will go in order. So, Austin, SV. Reverse order. Depending on how many we need. Okay, let's do training. Queue up training, rather. Rin is going to keep up their clown studies. Internet history. More of that. More robot. Oh, level 3 is the max, okay. No, you're fine. Oh, go back, go back, go back.
Oh, sorry, that's mine.
If the stats maxed out, then we won't worry about that. All right, do that. Maxed out, maxed out. When did I hire a new Popcron? All right, let's find that person, Jackie Cumberland.
But my producer is waving his arms at me through the glass. Yep, waving back hasn't seemed to help much.
Did we do HD? I don't think we did HD, right? Yes, we did. Okay. Wait, Pop, come back. Damn it. 45? That might have been the other one I already did. Popcron, Popcron 45, and Popcron HD. Yep, that looks good. Yep, they're maxed out. I forgot another max. So this will be quintuple max.
Doctor, return to the hospital.
You were quintuple max. Anyone else? Nope, everyone else is maxed out, so... The medics could use more training, you can use more of that. If that goes higher, then do that. You can do that. It'll probably make it more efficient, so it's probably worth it in the end. I don't know if this person is set to be a medic. They should be, actually. Yeah, here you go. Okay. How high does security level go? Maybe that's the problem, is because they do have a level. The enemies that invade, they have a level. I really hope it doesn't have to match their security level. And if they don't have it, they just don't bother with them. 1, 2, 3. That's it, right? I don't think Pedro Chinwag is working,
Questions will make you look stupid.
is working security. No, he's not. Okay, that's it. That's for training. That's it for the courses. Let's start the year.
Welcome to the start of it.
Go out there and make me money.
Be your host.
I mean, teach students or whatever. Go out there and get me a 3rd gold star for my fridge.
Sorry about that confusion. It was nothing serious. My producer just had certain opinions about the content I had planned. I like being censored as much as the next guy, but little did they know. They can't stop me thinking about it.
I think I can breathe now.
Refuge to the
I think I can breathe now.
desirable thought. It's a party up there, and boy, is it a fun one.
Again, because of the Final Fantasy 13 thing,
Or trying to
which I have yet to explain. We're gonna go for 2 hours of 2 Point Campus, so we have another 40 minutes of this. So, with Final Fantasy 13 and why I started the stream with it, Final Fantasy 13 leaves Game Pass in 5 minutes ago. So I had to get what footage I could of it and test what I needed to test about that port, because it is a different build than the Steam build of the game, the PC Game Pass version. So I had to test it and fact-checked what I've read about it online. And unfortunately, what I had to do... Unfortunately, the Game Pass version, I think because it uses cloud saves, didn't have local save files for me to change. So I couldn't just download saves online and use them.
There's a fly in here.
I had to play up to the part in the game where you unlock Libra and check that. There's only a few UI elements I noticed were out of place, but I will need to still evaluate the Steam version. But I have the footage of it, and that's really what matters. But yeah, we still confirmed that UI elements are broken in that port. The UI elements are not fixed. And that sort of checks out with most I've read. It's just what I've read about the Game Pass version has been inconsistent. But what I've read was that it was more stable. Oh my fucking god, no! Oh wait. Yes, we did it! That was my only opportunity to get rid of that thing. Okay, upgrade that one. Yep, upgrade that one. Oh my god, I didn't upgrade any of them.
Complete. Aren't you clever?
I upgraded Omnicure like 3 streams, and apparently I never even upgraded it, like actually upgraded it. Anyway, do that again then. So, I had to, yeah, check that. Everything checks out. It's, but I can't evaluate the stability of it yet. The game didn't launch the first time I tried to launch it. But, yeah. And then Lightning Returns and Final Fantasy 13-2, I still have to test. But those aren't in fear of leaving Game Pass, so I have time with those. 2 hours ago, I only had 2 hours left to test Final Fantasy 13 without having to buy it, which would have been like, Jay, what are you doing? $16. Would have been $16.
That's it for today's show.
Forgot to claim these awards. Oh wow, that one's maxed out. Cool. I made no effort into getting my students to make friendships, so that's cool that it just did itself. We'll leave Jay alone. We'll leave Steven alone. We'll follow Rin's clone number 3.
I'll be back for more radio in the future.
If you don't know where your class is it really worth going?
So I did what I had to do. I just, yeah, I didn't have enough time. We'll leave Rin go. We'll watch Jay consult the brain. And then any other info I need about that version I can hopefully derive from the footage of it. But if I find out that there's something else really specific I need to get footage of for, then I'm gonna have to, you know, spend the $16 on the game. Which I don't want to do because I've already bought the game more times than I want to for the sake of this video. I have to do that every time. So I prefer to keep the times I have to buy these games multiple times to a minimum. Oh good, a meteor storm. Very epic. And Jay is celebrating the meteor storm with a cake.
Visitors should be checked in
And panicking.
moved immediately.
I don't even want to check on how the invaders are going. I just am gonna assume it'll work itself out. The PC versions of Final Fantasy 13, the whole trilogy, are the only things I really have left to research. I believe.
Intruders on campus.
Let me double check the Google Doc. I have to see if the PC version at 4K looks better than the Xbox Series X version, which is also 4K. Yeah, and then check the compatibility and state of the PC ports. Otherwise, handling 13 is a lot more straightforward than the other Final Fantasy games. What's wrong, Mr. Student? You're injured. That's really it. I can't solve the rest of those issues. So hopefully once we get that medic office upgraded, you'll do better. And I'm hoping to get Final Fantasy 13 done before, like, say, the end of next week. That'd be really, really nice. There is another game coming out at the end of the month I gotta do. And I will have to, focus on that. Where's the other one? Here it is. Let's get all these not like that stuff out of the way. If I look at my schedule and what videos I've laid out. Also, the reason I've been doing Final Fantasy 13 in the first place is because it is easily the most requested single game on the channel. Persona is the most requested series, and I'm not really sure how I'm gonna handle that. But as a single game, Final Fantasy XIII is the most requested. Pokemon, Tales of, the Wise games, I still don't know how to say that. The next one that is just a game and not a series is Dragon Quest VIII, is the most requested. And then the most requested not JRPG is Metal Gear Solid. The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero. And refusing to pay their fees. Oh no, get over it. So anyway, and then Valkyrie Profile and Front Mission, and then Tactics Ogre, and then Crisis Core, and then Romancing Saga. That's all before the end of the year. So I'm not gonna be doing any other videos besides port reviews for the rest of this year, probably, because there's so much to catch up on after Final Fantasy XIII.
Distracted students should pretend that they're
And then after all that, I'll hopefully take a break in January. If I can afford to take a break anyway, we'll see. But as long as we really do JRPGs, I think things will be fine. The info is a lot easier to find for non-JRPGs, and as it turns out, JRPGs are more niche than I thought they were. It's an oddly niche genre. Not like fighting game niche, not at all, but the sales expectations of JRPGs are far lower than I would have imagined. Maybe Pokemon's an outlier, you know? Pokemon's probably an outlier in that regard. Now that I think about it. Because yeah, like I was saying during one of the TGS streams, Live Alive only sold 150K? Or 500K? And that was a big deal, 500K, and that was a big deal. JRPGs are niche and Nintendo isn't. Yeah, because Xenoblade still does millions, and that's not of expectation either. But Live Alive was, it sold 500K, and that was exceeding expectations. And then Power Wash Simulator, also another Square Enix game, sold 3 million, and that exceeded expectations at that number. What is this person doing? Who are we watching? Max, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway. So yeah, but at the same time, when it comes to the info you can find out there for JRPGs you'd want to play, it's harder to find that info than it is for other games. Probably considering how long they are, and like the time commitment there is to what you would play. Like, if you care that much about Klonoa, you can just play any version of Klonoa. They're short enough games where you can just play the version you want, and then dabble into another version. And also, it's easier to bullet point list a game that's just simply not as long as a JRPG. But yeah, I think everything I said that's left on my list is a JRPG, so we'll do that and see where it goes. Okay. Let's see if there's any other of those number ones here. Just get it out of the way. I will not view that queue. I will simply ignore our challenges and struggles and tribulations on campus. We're doing just fine, says I. We got 30 minutes of TGS gameplay of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. After that Ishin gameplay, I think I'm good on extended gameplay looks. I think I'll just take people's word on it. The year's over, and we got an achievement too. I'm really getting a lot of Steam achievements now. I'm looking at what the achievement I got was. Have 1,000 students graduate. Whoa, that skipped it! I shift tab for the Steam overlay, and that fucking skipped it. Can we go back?
Good one, guys. Though I must say, she actually has a really interesting record from the early days of her career that went by the name of Dung Beetle Jamboree. Sure, you've probably never heard of it, but it's worth your time if you're willing to find the rare and
son of a bitch
demos online. It's raw, it's unconventional, and I think
can I go like
underrated.
Whatever. All right, let's prepare for the next semester. Nope, still 16 students. Can you hit 24? Nope, still 16. I'm so disappointed with how little they showed about Battle Network, but the promise of online gameplay is a good, is pretty good. I think the only one that would ever need PvP is Battle Network 6. Because that's, you know, the most balanced. There is a rollback, if anyone's interested, there is a rollback solution for Battle Network net play. I don't know how it works, I haven't done it, but that is something that is set up. There is a community for it. Alright, hit confirm, then go back.
Is starting soon.
Yep, we're good.
Was there anything we wanted to do?
I will, yeah, students, teachers enjoy training, so fuck it. Let's make them do something else. Let's research. If someone wants something to do, we'll have them researching. And yeah, like I was saying on stream, there's still concerns like what are they gonna do with the Boktai content, and that whole ordeal, because it was removed in the West when the games came out, but it was still there in Japan. But they obviously don't have the license to keep doing that. So it will be interesting what they do with the Boktai content. Any of the localization content, will they fix the spelling errors? Will they fix the low-key racism of Battle Network 2? I don't know if they can get away with that, you know? If they're putting this much focus on it, I think that'll change. Oh, and DS quality sound, for the love of God. That'd be so awesome. DS quality sound. I've discussed these things so many times before that I just forget what my points were because I got them out of my head and have burdened the knowledge on you guys. There, everyone, training is ready. Everyone can be a little more aerodynamic. Actually, maybe I should go with Happy Thoughts. Because I've been upgrading aerodynamics so much with so many people, and I still have no clue if it's actually, like, working.
This week, I've been reading
Make sure the security staff is getting their security in.
For those of us that feel like we've known who she is for, well, ages. Really.
Oh, there. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's it. That was the only staff.
And those talented ghostwriters.
Yeah, that's fine. Wait, no. Upgrade. Yes. Make sure everyone has 3. Oh, these guys don't have any upgrades and maintenance at all. Well, that would certainly explain a few things. They don't know how to use a broom. Goodness gracious, how do we let that slip? So level 10 is the max for security, thank God. Yeah, Boktai is still owned by Konami. They might be cool with it if they ask, it's just a question of if they do ask. Because they might still want like a, you know, some sort of, if it's a license deal, they're gonna get royalties of some sort. So it's a question if they want to bother with that. There, okay, literally everybody has set up the train.
Starting. I hope you have a pencil.
I am not gonna set up. Oh, he's busy because nobody's in the other office. The 2 pastoral people are, on break, I guess. Working. Yeah, and you're on free time. At least you're in the same building. Alright, well, not anymore. But yeah, it's those are JRPGs. They're gonna take the longest to develop a collection for properly. So in that regard, it all makes sense. It's just there's a lot of questions to ask about it, and I wish I could say I remember which VOD. Oh good, we made a net gain of $6 this month. I wish I could say which VOD I originally explained it all in. It must have been in a part of Battle Network.
Congratulations.
But like, which game did I say it during? I have no idea which Battle Network game I discussed what I wanted in a legacy collection of. Have they even said there was a music player? I really hope there's at least a music player. That's kind of a bare bones, like, a question. I just don't remember it because they showed the art gallery. And Mega Man on the front screen is really cool. Mega Man's voice actor is... I'm glad he's, like, still doing the role. But yeah, he used to sound a lot raspier. But yeah, it definitely is the same actor. It really is the same situation as David Hayter. I have no idea if Mega Man's voice actor smoked, but he sounds less raspy now.
Intruders on campus.
Oh no.
You know what to do.
Click on them and watch and see how long they get away with it. Let's see who stops him. Man, they don't care about doors, that's fucked up. You were already in that room, man. Go find another room to fuck up. But yeah, that's if there's chip trading, that's already a big deal. And it interestingly would mean that they're not going to use the eShop WADs, the eShop ROMs. Because in the eShop versions of the Battle Network games, they remove the need for trading by letting you access the rare chips in the game. So if they don't need to do that anymore, if chip trading is preserved, then they don't need to make those compensations anymore. You would get the chips the exact same way you would in the originals. I also think that the main menu having Mega Man on it, that kind of makes up for Mega Man Battle Network 5 not being the DS version. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, so I did not see who took him out. Awesome, we're only left with 2s. Let's get the Dragon Tower next.
The video game franchise Meat Wizard? Not necessarily. There's just something so complex about modern games, and it doesn't sit right with me. They just can't compare to the charm and focus of vintage games like CJ Spotter, the fire-breathing otter, where you only had 2 actions.
I am kind of, you know, stuck here. We're kind of stuck at a point in this game now because we are touching the edge of how many students we can have in a semester. And because I'm capped on that, I can't put more I can't get another class of students in. Because I can't get another class of students in, I can't build more courses, I can't hire more teachers, I can't raise the campus level, and then we can't get more monthly profit, and then we can't get more campus coins so that we can have more classes. We just kind of have to slowly wait for the campus number to increase itself. We can farm it, but what's the fun in that? Oh yeah, and Battle Network 1 still being Battle Network 1 kind of blows. Battle Network 1 sucks. It needs to be, like, fixed. Because they fixed it on DS, but we're not gonna get that DS version of Battle Network 1. And that would be really unfortunate for people that are, like, getting into the series, and they start with Battle Network 1. That game is rough, man. That is not a good, like, indication of how good that series is. And it is easily the worst one. I don't even think, like, even the filler of 4 does not compare to just the frustration and annoyance and tedium of Battle Network 1. That is a... Maybe if you, like, have the expectation of it, but yeah. It isn't really a game that people should start with. Unfortunately, you shouldn't start with the first game. I think you actually can start with it. You just have to be aware of what you're getting yourself into. It is not indicative of the rest of the series. But it's also the shortest game in the series. It is very much the shortest game in the series anyway. So there's that. And I didn't personally like Battle Network 2 all that much, but some people do prefer Battle Network 2. I don't know what they see in it. But then again, why do I love Battle Network 4? It's also fucked up how they're dividing the collection. I think I'm gonna get that collection physically, no doubt. But, like, in the first collection, the only game there I would, like, consider worth it is Battle Network 3. You're paying $20 for Battle Network 3? Go find a different janitor. You. Yeah, the only one in that first collection worth it is Battle Network 3. I don't think there's a problem with starting with another one, though. The story's just, like... Really, it's the later ones where it would be more important. Now that I think about it, you can totally skip 1 and 2. Base had a role in the first game, but his role in the first game compared to the third game doesn't really, like, impact much. I thought he was gonna... Never mind. Rin students under attack. Unpin. Click that. Claim.
asked questions. No, I will not be your friend.
Need someone else to follow. Who's this staff member? Not you. Okay, we'll follow Rafe. Yeah, Battle Network 2, well, I think 4 had the most, like, grammatical errors, right? 2's was just a questionable localization in general. And the cursing, too. They might remove that cursing that's in 1 and 2. But 4 just had grammatical errors. So it's like, are they gonna fix that up? Are they gonna fix up the racism in 2? Or are they gonna let it go? And yeah, to find out all the questions I had about it, I would have to find whatever VOD it was that I was talking about it in. I think that had to be like part 5 or part 6.
Students are reminded to be in 2 places at once.
I think I mentioned most of it though. Yeah, even like the DS advantages of 5 and 6. If there's chip trading, that does fix like some of the larger issues. So, and online play, that'll fix a number of issues. It'll also really be the first time that like that kind of thing is done justice for it, which is really cool. Because, you know, the multiplayer emulators, the multiplayer in GBA emulators isn't, like, solid. So, some of those game modes are just completely inaccessible as of right now. Unless you play them on real hardware and with a friend, then who also has the games. Like, whatever that I forget which game it was in. The one where you chase base around. Which you can do single player, but that did have a multiplayer aspect to it. But yeah, we're what did the X Legacy Collection had the boss rush. ZX Collection 0 had speedrunning levels, and in Battle Network, if they can get PvP, perfect. That would be fucking awesome. And that's what it deserves. It absolutely deserves that. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna get that shit physical. Very exciting. I did feel like, yeah, I was also like expecting more info, but now that I think about it, like the countless number of Reddit posts and tweets about the confirmation of online in the Legacy Collection, they really only mentioned that. That's kind of all they said in the Capcom thing. The big display though, there's a huge Battle Network display at Capcom's booth at TGS. Is it even playable, though? Is there even a playable demo of the thing? What's in that corner? Worm. Damn it, I missed the worm. Wait, what was that? Was that research? Did we just research something? Shit, what did we just research? I have to click this stuff to see if there's any upgrades. Awards time, and this time we won't skip it. I am Teacher of the Year again. Congrats, Austin. Thanks, Austin.
Enjoy your summer. I know I will.
Can I see like a log of what we did? Oh no. Oh, okay, I was looking at something else then. Oh, right. There's other events you can host than, like, parties. That's what it was. Here, check this out. Outside of movies and parties, we have cook-offs. We can host a yearly cook-off. We have a celebrity cook-off, and we have jousting tournaments. We also have open mic, but yeah, we have fucking jousting tournaments. And we host a jousting tournament yearly at the end of the year. Enemy course level 3. Fuck it, let's host a campus cook-off at the end of every year too. Never mind, we can't repeat it. That's lame. I'm gonna forget, so never mind. Let's wait till campus clears out a little. Wait for everyone to disappear. Then once everyone clears out, we'll begin the next semester.
Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless.
But yeah, so far it's a really surprising direction. They didn't have to do that. Oh, but the fact that the director of the collection just showing up dressed as Mr. Famous, that's so funny. And that kind of instills some confidence.
It's most of you, but plating is not optional.
It just makes me happy to see somebody that's not Inafune is working at Capcom that cares about that series.
We eat with our eyes. Though I'm sure some of you will take that as an instruction to start shoveling chowder into your socket.
16. 16. 16. 48? Nope. 16. Hey, we're getting new internet course students. Maybe not. Well, we can just minimize the Gen Ed students to make room for other courses. If that's what happens. And 16 robotics students. I'm gonna prioritize the other courses over Gen Eds. Yep, so... Wow, still over. 24? We good now? Holy shit. Maybe I don't know how this works. It's still over. 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 8. Well, that sucks. Oh, that's all one statement. Does that fix it? Okay, wow, 8 Gen Ed students. How the mighty have fucking fallen, man. Anyway, we need one more internet history teacher, so...
Students are reminded to find themselves.
Not these two. Nope. You're hired. Videos. Okay. And let me check that off. Okay. Nice. Alright, one more year. This will be our last year and then we'll call it for the stream. We'll hit 39 soon and then let's see, will that be enough to I'll see it once we get the points. Up here right now. We need 30 points. No, we're 5 points away. Shit. Let's cheat.
Could you please spread the word and see if I can get it back? Thanks in advance.
So, yeah, like we did last time, we're going to, bathroom. Because bathrooms can just be 2 by 1.
How would you learn? You see my dilemma?
Would campus intruders please not come in?
Hold on, I should move that door.
Welcome, new students. We're more afraid of you.
That doesn't work?
Of us.
I was gonna say, I thought that worked here, so. This has given me no experience. You can't even see that thing moving up. Yeah, there it goes, there it goes. Okay, okay, it's going, it's going. I haven't seen anyone telling me talking about Battle Network's annoying. I'm just really enthused about it. I'm not sure if I'm over enthused about it though. I can't judge whether anyone even gives a shit about this series.
Questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on.
Okay, let's do it again. And this way. Do we even have a green screen? Yeah, no, we haven't even placed a green screen. I have no idea where the green screen even goes. Video marketing equipment? Look out, cheesy gubbins. I have no idea what this is for. I have no idea what the marketing aspect is. The Battle Network news is for you, King. Damn right it is.
Students are reminded that this is the fun part.
Pipe dream request. Put the entire anime on the cartridge.
At Milkmaid, we use real dairy-style ingredients in our milkshakes for a level of consistency
This is really impressive now.
that isn't natural. Meaning that every glass of Milkmaid is eerily similar to the last.
Oh no, I can. Oh, perfect. I can still fit a whole row. I don't need it though. Once we don't even need to max this out.
Not technically milk.
Announcement.
And then once we hit 40, we'll just sell all these.
What you think it means.
And get our campus points and run. Yeah, there we go. All right, time to sell. I'm like tempted to go back and find which VOD I was talking about it in. Okay, I can't just hit the delete key, unfortunately. I can use it on individual items, but I can't use it for whole rooms. But I can't think of any other aspect about the games that would have been forgotten.
Students are reminded that some grades are personal.
What would really suck is if they do get the license for the Boktai stuff, but then they don't retroactively put it into the Western versions. That's the unfortunate thing of, like, we know the director of the project is willing to dress up as Mr. Famous and enthusiastic about the series, but is he enthusiastic about it for Western players enough to do that? But if they're incorporating an online aspect to it, that's not cutting corners. So yeah, I'm also talking about it a lot because I haven't rewatched it since we watched it on stream. And I will need to do it. If I were to transfer to this college, how much of my credits can be transferred over? Man, that's a good question. Unfortunately, as the owner of the college, I am not the person to ask about that. Maybe you should ask Steven about that. Maybe you could ask Jay. Maybe you could ask Clyde Quiche. I have no fucking clue. Maybe there's a menu somewhere that will tell you. Course management, this is what I want to take a look at.
Laughing at you, not with you, on 2 Point Radio. We can all do with an occasional chuckle. It keeps the blood fizzy and the vital...
Yeah, our only courses left are hard courses, so how much do they cost? Oh no, we're not getting the 41. Okay, so Spy School, music, or wizardry. Those are our choices of what we'll do next. And then those 3 courses will be our last courses. No more will be added after that.
Warning, stupid questions will make you look stupid.
I haven't hit that 62K. I'm worried I'll hit it off stream again. Damn, they're both at capacity. I don't understand. I host so many like movie parties and student parties over here. Why are you unhappy? Get over it. You need a medic. I can't help the bursting thing, but you just need a medic. And you're about to get it, so you will effectively get over it. Get in the machine. Oh, that's what it was. It was just a kudosh reward.
The more you revise, the longer you've been revising.
This is almost done. Janitor Stella Chutney is completed their training and has been promoted to senior janitor. Shit, what did we just research? I missed it. I didn't get a dialogue prompt for it, so I don't know what I can upgrade. I'm just gonna have to go around the rooms and find something I can upgrade, because I have no clue what I was just upgrading. I don't think there's anything that upgrades in the library. I think everything that's upgraded right now can be, but we just did something, so there must be something. Nothing's up here. These lecture halls are all updated. I don't know what gets upgraded in the computer room. If anything, at that. We really never addressed the fact that Steven is still making his students mine Bitcoin, huh? We just kind of let that go? He's just gonna kind of keep getting away with that?
Many of our county's students are petitioning for additional reading material.
Jam-packed.
Frankly, I find it very funny. If you didn't already possess all of the course materials, why would you start the course? How bizarre.
No, nothing. I've got nothing I can upgrade as far as I see. Room over capacity. Oh wow, the staff want to have fun. We actually have to expand that room then. The staff lounge and the student lounge are the only rooms in the game that their capacity depends on how large the rooms are. So yeah, right there. That's how far we'll expand it out. There you go. Nope, taking your table away. Never enough windows. Also, yeah, there are actually chairs in this game. I just completely missed these chairs. I don't know how I missed them before, but yeah, there's all sorts of chairs in this game. Armchairs, couches, they got it all. No idea how I missed it all before. Tables. We already got this one. Is this shelf anywhere? Yes, it is. Real world equivalent of the knighting course. It only just dawned on me that that's just joining the army. Aw. And now it's depressing. But you're not wrong. I mean, it is sort of a stretch, because you don't just, like... The military goes there to recruit, they also don't stay there. If we had a knight recruit and the knight recruit took the students from us, then we would have room for concern. You know? I'm gonna put a partition over here.
Today on Sir Nigel Reviews,
just because I have no fucking clue what to do with this room.
Task of critiquing the inventively named Chewy Gum. Yes,
everything about it is already spaced. Like, it's a room that really doesn't need to be that big, but it does out of necessity for how many teachers we have, how much staff we have, rather.
Chewy vulgarity is this. Chewy gum. Thanks, but no thanks.
And yeah, there's nothing I can do about the student lounge. I literally can't make this room any larger than it currently is, so I just kind of have to live with that. Unless I actually already did, like, take a chunk out of this building. I took 2 units away. If you look at it last stream, this right here, these two, like, this area was part of this building, and I had to shrink that down literally just to make the student lounge larger, and it still hits over capacity. There's nothing I can do about that. Someone came to my high school and told me that I could learn how to fight an actual dragon. I might have to take him up. You might have taken him up on their offer. That's fair. They would probably also like to hear that they don't have to leave campus. What's weird about the intruders is I felt like what's weird about the intruders is I thought when we did it in the story mode, it introduced the intruders and it also introduced the night school. I thought the night students took care of the intruders. I don't remember if that was even the case. But I don't think the night students take care of the intruders anymore. It said back there, continuing students, 160. So that's what we have to work around. Teacher of the year, hey, it's Austin. Good job, Austin. Batting 1,000 out here.
The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus.
All right, well, for the preview of next stream, let's go ahead and, let's see, do we want spy, music, or wizardry? I've kind of been wanting to get music out of the way. Oh wow, look how many students. We'll have dancer students. 3 years. 3 years. That's what the course points mean, isn't it? Alright, let's do music. 8 students. Go to that value. Again, obviously over capacity, so let's just see how high we can go. I'm starting to hit a point where I wish I could just get rid of classes. Yeah, it really doesn't like calculate the math at all until you hit confirm, and then it reevaluates how many students you need and actually looks at that data.
We're approaching the twilight of today's radio voyage. If you're just tuning in, then I am sorry. But like ships in the night, we pass for only the briefest of nautical moments. Perhaps we'll meet again in some distant port.
Oh boy, we're at 16 now.
Tomorrow. Who knows?
Damn.
I've been Captain Bickleworth, righting ships, dropping anchors, and running out of sailor talk on 2
Wow, 8 students now.
Ahoy!
And that's like pretty much regardless of that's like regardless of upgrades, because that's a 7. That's why I can have so many Gen Ed students, but like what's the point? I am actually now feeling like I should have planned for less courses and focused on less of them, but you can't delete them unless you can. I might look into that. I might look into whether or not we can delete courses. Since we are at the student limit. You know, we literally cannot have more students. And
results have been released.
That's really only a big deal in terms to like the amount of income that's physically possible. Like, we're at a hard gate of how much income I can physically actually make. Or, you know, what I can do is increase tuition. We should give this a try. Like, set the numbers as high as possible, but raise the cost of tuition. I think that's my only option. And then we add this until, well, that's only gonna go down to, yeah, that's, I can raise that as high as I want. Oh, whoops, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're capping that at 8. I am really curious about this. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. That number? Okay, highest is 17. Actually, no, there's not much we can do about that because we want 16 then.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets.
Oh no, not. Oh man. I think they're gonna get away with it. The invaders. No hard feelings, huzzah. We'll see how that works next semester, where we will charge everybody more. We're gonna make a lot more money in tuition. We're gonna make a way more money in tuition than we ever have before. But students are gonna be sad, but we're gonna see if it's manageable. Just a trial run. Huzzah. And we're in, like, good, right? Yeah, the number of students is good, so. We will worry about setting up our music staff and testing that next time. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I will be back on Tuesday, I believe. I'll be back on Tuesday. Max and I will be live on Friday, tomorrow with Moonbreakers, hopefully. Assuming the beta's up. That's the only concern, is if the beta is actually available at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Saturday will be Rave, Cheat Sunday, Monday will be Pop, Tuesday will be myself, Wednesday will be Raft, and Thursday will be Rave, so that's the plan. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and until next time, go to bed.